And this boss is something else. It's not that it's hard, it's just that, like, a mistake can get you cracked open. So at this point, I'm just like, alright, just play it safe. LD, of course. Do it again. See now I can See now I can completely focus on the boss because the other ones are gonna be hidden for garbage. What do I do here? This. I feel like there's rotation for Basch, but I don't know what that would be. I used to just assume that unless like a character has like a certain setup, like Dash in this case is like use one of his skills, then an EX, then maybe use his LD, maybe. So I don't know if Basch has like something I need to figure out. But at the moment I'm just gonna stick with LD, then everything else. Yeah. What am I thinking? Dang, he's paralyzed and he's about to get sent back. All them nines. And an EX right behind it too. Let's do this. And then, yeah. Oh gosh. Well, that wasn't bad. Look, don't mind that, okay? You didn't see anything. Just look at this. You look at the nines. Focus on that. This been a kill. Okay. I'm a little upset, but it's fine because it never happened. What is with these turns? You know what? I can do this first because. Oh, see, look at that. He came right back up out of nowhere. This. If I remember correctly. Yeah. Okay. That was the correct course of action. But why? Stop it. This is what I hate about them. It's just like, they're like, hey, we don't have a whole lot of brave, but we have enough. So let's just shoot off as much as we can. It's stupid. Like, that's why this one isn't really hard. It's just sort of like, they might catch you off guard. There is a chance. But I mean, with Basch here, that doesn't really matter, because this, oh look at that, only 6,000 to one dude? Ugh. Dragon, just because, I need to extend that a little bit. I don't want to waste the skill. I saw more gameplay of Sid, because like, personally, I really like him. Oh shoot, the last turn. I really like him, even in this game too, and it's just nobody got him. I mean, because either you got Machina or you left it alone. Was pretty much the consensus. So you don't really see much of anything about him. At least I haven't seen much. Just Asia. What is up with these turns? See? This mess. 75 turns, right? Yep. You know, it's weird, with Dash, because I think I saw a lot of people that were like, skip, or like, they had Raijin. So, you know, that kind of brings up a point. People tend to like, compare, like, there are certain characters that you can certainly compare in a sense, but a lot of the time when people compare characters in this game, it's kind of like, it's weird. Like, I remember, there was like a thing going around where people were like, I mean, well, RNA isn't as bad, you know, RNA isn't as bad anymore because, like, you got people like Leo now, and let me get into Leo. See, you can't make that comparison because RNA brought an entirely different thing than Leo did. When people did that comparison, they were only focusing on the, delaying fact, and even then, Leo was only good for, like, let's say, like, his takes, like, I think a shorter amount of time, so there's that. But, like, let's be real, even now, if you were going to bring either, like, if you were forced to bring either RNA or, Leo, like, in a team setting like this, you would bring RNA because you're not going to bring General Leo. You're not. I mean, unless you take a super fade and you can make it work, because you can make it work. It's entirely possible. It's just the sheer fact that, oh shoot. Yeah. It's just the sheer fact of, like, why? General Leo's whole entire kit revolves around the fact that the enemy is a single target. Like, you only have one enemy to deal with. But ever since his event came out, or the story chapter came out, there hasn't been any one singular boss. It's always just been like, oh, hey, like, look at this. There's 3 bosses right here. You're not gonna bring General Leo to this. Previous one had, like, 2, like, I think it was like 4 or 3 waves. I forget the Heritage chapter. But like 4 or 3 waves. Each of them had 2 except the last one. But you mean to tell me you're gonna bring General Leo through all those other waves just to bring him to the last one where he will be beneficial? I don't think so. Look at all these turns. I'm glad Basch is here. Jesus. Or in this case, like 9 and Warrior of Light. Like, because most people only just saw the shield aspect and were just like, whatever, Warrior of Light comes out later, or said this and that and whatever. But let's be real here, they offer different stuff. Like, they're not about to put a character that does the exact same thing, unless there may be like a DPS with all the follow-up shenanigans you see in, DBS character shenanigans, or DBS characters in JP. So, and then as far as, let's see, what buffs do I need? No, I'm fine. As far as Radesh and Raijin, I think people skip the both of them, or if they had Raijin, they were like, nah, whatever, Radesh. But let's be real here, Raijin offers a Raijin offers a guaranteed burst after like 3 attacks of his, and you can like get past a couple of them, which is usually his C65 2 times. So there's that. And secondly, he just has his own little offerings to give. But then Dash, on the other hand, is like, oh, well, yeah, I can occasionally paralyze, but I also offer up, like, defense. Because, like, I'm just, like, that's what he does. He's like, either I can switch between, oh, do you want high magic defense or high, how would you name her? High magic defense or high physical defense? Like, that's right, and Dash do not do the same thing, but people only focus on the paralysis thing. Like, the paralysis thing and the defense down thing for Dash is more of, to me, not an afterthought, but sort of like a, hey, look, it'll do, it's like not as good as Walk as LD in the future, but think of it like, it's a good thing for both to have, but you shouldn't be relying on one particular effect. Like, it's that kind of deal. This. Yeah, that's what I guess kind of irks me about at least the global community, because like the foresight we have into the future is a blessing and a curse, because at least like you can plan stuff out and all that stuff. You can be like, oh, okay, this character gets your thing there, so maybe I'll wait a little bit. But then you get people that like follow it too strictly and are just like they follow it like a code or something. There's no freedom to them. Now, of course, people are still, like, oh, I'm doing my favorites over meta and all that good stuff, which is, great. I feel like that's how you're not supposed to play, but I feel like it's a fun way to play. Or, I mean, if you like to have just a complete meta team, that works too. It's whatever. It's your game. I don't know, some people kind of like dog characters for weird reasons, and I'm like, wait a minute, this character comes out in like 4 months, why not just get this one now that has a different, like, effect than the person in the future? I mean, like, it's okay if you don't want to, but it's a little weird, it's the justification behind it that's weird, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I mean, I don't know, global community is kind of weird. Like, oh yeah, I don't think I brought up the 9 and Warrior of Light thing. Where's... I haven't been paying attention to the buffs at all. Let's do this. But, so, I don't know much about 9 at all, so, take this one with a grain of salt. But, from my understanding, despite the fact that his shield, you can't, like, renew his shield, I think that's what I've heard said. You can't renew his shield, but he has other things that benefit the party, like buffs and all that good stuff. So I find it weird when people are just dismissing him just because of that, and that's what kind of, I guess, grinds my gears. It's just like you don't, probably you don't want him or whatever, but if you're gonna make weird comparisons, like, you better actually find a character that is exactly the same. Like, if you're just going by the shield comparison, then that's silly. Like, that's not the whole thing. That's one part of the character. Like, Warrior of Light's whole thing is the shield that he gives and the lock-on. Like, that's his thing. Let's see. What am I doing? Let's do this. Man, I've been talking so much that I haven't even realized that the boss is, like, below half. I might not even need Amy here. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of my rant. It's just weird in the global community. But I mean, whatever, everyone's got their little ways to play this game, and who the heck am I, a random dude, to tell them how to play. So, it is what it is. Dang, do I even need summon? I might just go into summon just for the heck of it, honestly. Yeah, just why not? Like, I'm stacked. There's... Whoa, excuse me. I've been going through this with a brisk pace. activate this again. Let's see. You know what? Before I even kill these things off, I want to get into General Leo again real quick, because that was one of the most disappointing ones. Because that's an example of, like, hearing the JP hype about a character and then getting said character. Because how many people actually use that man? Like, I don't know how many people actually consistently use them other than as a friend unit. Because he's an excellent friend unit. Like, you bring him in, he delays forever. Like, come on now, what's not to love about that? But as a standalone unit, he's not good in the current climate of DFFOO. Because they gave my man a kit that entirely relies around the fact that it's significantly better if he was just facing one guy. But again, when's the last time they did a single target boss that wasn't like way at the end of, like, again, Heretics happened at the very end of it after like two other waves of dual targets. Like, that's insane. Hey, you stop. Let's see. Yeah, this works. And it's like, again, you can use him in whatever, but that still doesn't change the fact that they did him dirty. Like, you can use, like, you know, the general consensus, you can use anybody as long as the team composition is strong. So yeah, you can totally use him outside of just single target stuff. But why, if that's where he works best, unless he's your friend unit? Like, that's the problem. Like, that's why the actual star of that banner of his was Galuf. Because guess what? He's a tank. He takes everybody's spots and evades for them. He does whatever. He just does what he does. And he's significantly better than Leo because guess what? You can bring him anywhere. Oh, seriously? Oh, okay, so I do have to kill the other two. And so it's like I don't necessarily regret him because I was able to help other people by having him as my friend unit, and I use him for summon board farming. But that's a little sad that he's been relegated to that. You know? That's my thing, I guess. Yo, they almost killed him. I need you to chill. I think that's probably like the saddest one, because I really was looking forward to him. I was gonna be like, yeah, I can put him on a team with Barrett and Sass when I get him. It's gonna be great. And then whenever I tried to use him after his event, I was like, oh, I can't do it. This man is again, not that he's garbage or anything, because you can use him in dual stuff, but why? You know, why? Especially if you were one of the ones that had Aranea. His stuff helps with single targets, but like, or helps with like, if you're just attacking one target, like those kind of attacks, like it helped with those, but I mean, there were still like other characters you could use at the time, and that's the thing. It's, gosh, it sucks. But whatever, you know. It is what it is. It's been months since now, and I got other characters, so you know, just gotta let it go. Will you stop? You're almost dead. Quit fighting. Will you just die? Oh, you're just trying to make me lose, I see. There we go. Well, that's all she wrote. Have a good day, you guys, and stay safe out there, alright?